Alright, hello. This is gonna be a pretty short video. The point of this video is basically to get across the point of do not ever look for guitar early ever. So, I don't know exactly what this is gonna be titled, but it's gonna be something along the lines of how guitar early would ruin no pole storage or something to that effect. So, guitar early would be obtaining the guitar move before getting 40 tokens. How would this be done? Well, there's, we don't have a way of actually doing it, but there are two paths I could theoretically seeing it go down, one significantly more likely than the other. The first is with bowl storage, and if you don't know what that is, then I guess don't worry about it. But essentially, you could, use bowl storage, warp to plank, and maybe die in the level or something and respawn back to the clam or something like that. Because, the data, the memory for Mindy accepting that you have enough tokens, I believe, is just the difference between a 0 and a 1. And we know the bowl storage can flip 0s to 1s. So, in theory, it would just be some sort of bowl storage thing. The other way I could maybe theoretically see it, if you could somehow, start a guitar challenge without guitar, maybe the game would be like, oh, you have guitar, and then it just permanently gives you it. I could maybe see that too. Which, the guitar pads are in Depression, BBBH, and SCDA. So, the problem with getting guitar storage, so the way that why did I say guitar storage? I meant guitar early. The way that no pole storage works is that you get 40 tokens, and as soon as you do, you unlock guitar, you book it to the end of plank, and then obviously you do Mindy skip for Knucklehead, and then you do Neptune, and you end the run with 43 tokens. Right? So, pretty standard, so you still gotta collect a lot of tokens on the way, because there's a ton of token requirements in this game. So, the last two token requirements that we need to worry about in a traditional no pole storage run, because we bypass Knucklehead, so the last two we need to worry about are Planktopolis, and then before that, SCDA. For SCDA, you need 25 tokens, and for Plank, you need 40. And I guess because, bowl storage is the most likely way to find. So for Natho Man, even to just get past the beginning of Natho Man, you need bowl. So you need 20 tokens for bowl. So why is this le cringe? Well, pretty basic answer there. This category would transform into a worse version of early powers. Pretty much objectively. So what the hell is early powers? Well, early powers is a category extension category. It's the main one on category extension, so it's considered the best category on extensions leaderboards. So it's just a normal run, except you have the unlock all moves cheat. You're not allowed to upgrade it to Macho. I mean, you can upgrade your moves if you get the manlies, but you're not allowed to use the cheat that gives you Macho upgrades. You're only allowed to use the regular one. So, well, I mean, you saw that you could do a lag clip there. But yeah, so you just use the unlock all moves cheat, and then you do every end level token, because they boot you into the next level, so you just beat the game with the literal minimum. Plus one extra token because it's fast to collect it, which gives you a grand total of 19 tokens after you kill Neptune. Because it's 18 levels total, and then you collect an extra token because it's fast to do so. So, what's the big deal? Well, I'll tell you what the big deal is, right? So, if it really were a bowl storage combo, and we had to, get to plank, how do you think we would do that, right? Because obviously then, we would just, from at least... Okay, so, let's say you somehow had a way to do bowl storage by Natho Man to also get throw early in SCDA, so that you didn't have to get anything in Natho Men. Well, if you did that, then you'd have to do this like tunnel clip-in strat that's like super cancerous. But then you could just grab the now the man end level token, and then you could grab and then go in SCDA and then grab its end level token as well. However, trying to be a little more realistic, the way that this would almost certainly work. So you need 20 for ball, and you probably won't be able to get a good combo that lets you unlock throw early. So you need the token difference between Now Men and SCDA is 5. And in Now Men, there are 5 fast tokens out of the 6 total in the level that you can collect. So Now Men would just be the exact same as it always is, most likely. And then from SCDA, it changes. So SCDA, you just book it immediately to the end of the level. Then Dennis is the same, but then you don't do backtracking after Dennis. So you don't do, like, SCDA Floating Block, SCDA Sponge Bowl, Throwing Fruit, and BBBH. You don't do any of that. And then you do Sunday, which is the same, Guest, which is the same, Dennis 2, which is the same, but no Guest 2, so 1 frame jumps are gone. And then in Plank, you would just do whatever you need to do to get guitar early, and then you grab the ice skating token, like you do a lag clip to get the ice skating token, then set up ball storage like right afterwards, and then warp to ice skating's task, and then yeah, just cartwheel over to area 2, and then do area 2 like the exact same that you would in no pole storage, then do Knucklehead and Neptune the same as always. So why is that a big deal? Well, how does that improve the run in any capacity when early powers would just be identical to it at that point? Like, again, so let's say it's absolutely, like, identical from SCDA onwards, right? That's all well and good. I mean, in Junkyard would in fact be the exact same as in no pause storage. It'd be the exact same. But then what gets axed, if my internet doesn't want to be gay? 3 meter. So we've just gotten rid of a pretty hard trick. Doesn't even take that long. Just got rid of a hard trick. I mean, this looks cool and stuff. Like, alright, cool, I guess. And then this shit's the same, but, like, obviously don't do floating block afterwards. So, no backtracking stuff, you know. And you'd be surprised, like, with the floating block difference, right? Like, how much of a difference, like, you can make from, like, at a high level, right? I compared my floating block in my, PB. I don't even think it was my gold. I think it was my PB. Compared to somebody in the top 10, and my SCDA floating block. Keep in mind, my split's like a minute and a half, like a little under a minute and a half for just that token. My floating block compared to theirs was 11 seconds faster. Like, there's a lot of skill to it. And, you know, this is all the same. And then what's missing? Guest 2. Now, what does Guest 2 look like? I'm sure you're dying to know, even though you already know, because why else would you be watching this? You do some fucking 1-frame jumps. And they're hard as fuck as well, and they're pretty devastating to miss. But no, they're just gone. And then I'll show what Plank looks like in no pause storage as well. So, you know, you don't have enough at this point, so you need to, like, get full Plank tokens to get enough. I fucked that up because I'm in bed. But, you know, you do that, and then you do Bungee. Bungee is quite hard because the Merv is likely to shoot the targets and absolutely fuck your cycle up really bad. In fact, he did shoot my targets. And then afterwards, you do a little thing, and this isn't too hard, but, like, I've lost quite a few runs. It's a little hard to that jump just then. And then this shit's easy, but there's a 2-frame token to it, so it's like, you know. And then you just grab this, rewarp, and then sub ball storage, and I go to the second task. So again, it's like, what's the big deal? But again, why would you want like, this game already has a massive problem of categories being virtually identical to each other. Why would you want it to actually be identical? Like, you could argue, like, oh, but I don't want to do SCDA SpongeBob, brev. But it's literally like, play early powers then. Like, for people who don't want to do the backtracking stuff, you could play early powers. How is it improving no pause storage to remove these difficult segments and making it, like, so fucking identical to another category? And I've only really scratched the surface because, like, there's like, bigger issues with this, right? And the big one, like, the really, really big one, is that it absolutely murders the pacing of the category. Fucking murders it, right? In early powers, like, almost all the segments are fat. There is some pacing issues, and we'll get to that. But as you can see, like, if you do no cheese fast, you could do it in under a minute. Depression is 20-something seconds long. And yeah, you know, sandwich driving is a bit long, but you don't go back like you do in no pause storage. Right? Like, 3K, minute and a half. Rubber Dub, under a minute. BBBH, like, yeah, 53. Weenie's the same, and Frogfish is actually slower in this category. Rock Slide is the same, but then Now the Men is significantly faster. Right? As a matter of fact, like these cool lag clips, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cancerous to actually do, but in terms of, like, watching the run and the cool factor and stuff, it's like, that was cool. And it is a little hard, too. At least, like, to do fast is kind of hard. And, you know... And then, the actual thing is one-framing this token is, like, actually the worst thing. You do not know how fucking bad it is, dude. It's actually the worst thing. So that was pretty cool. And then in 3K, 3K's got some cool stuff, too. There is a reason why I'm showing all this, by the way, for early powers. So you do, in 3K, you do a lag clip here. It's kind of hard. And you kind of, you know, do some ceiling swimming. And then you up clip. And then you just, like... Yeah, just move on down. And then you do this, which you can only do because you have a guitar. You can do that. And then get to the end level token. Rubber Dub's the same. BBBH is the same as in old tokens, but like not no pulse storage. In no pulse storage, you do a lot of BBBH. Weenie's virtually the same. Frogfish is slower. Rock Slide's the same. And then for Now That We're Men... look at this fucking cool clip. Oh my god, why was it being... Wait, was that his capture card or was that my internet? No, okay, it was my internet. On my PC. But as you can see now, look, he's doing some cool lag stuff. And this is called Guitar Glide Clip, this one in particular. You can guide SpongeBob with guitar, and you can skip, like... Again, I did say that you can do a tunnel clip, without this, but... You have to, like... clip in and then bash boost off of the turret's shots, and where he's aiming is like RNG, and you might like get the weirdly like be on a weirdly fast cycle or a weirdly slow cycle. Like it'd be super cancerous if you could do throw early, which would then therefore let you do Now the Men like just the end level token. You don't need to do this. It saves a few seconds, though, and, like, this is another thing exclusive to early powers. And then for Area 2, there was, like, a really fucking hard strat, with, like, a Fogger manip and then damage boost, and it's just, like, crazy. But even then, like, even if you're not doing that, like, you know, pretty basic. There is theoretically a lag clip you can do as well in SCDA, but it isn't really being done by anybody. So, that's, like, the whole thing with that, right? So, again, it's like, you know, why you show me this, but now we'll get to, like, what you do in no pulse storage. No cheese already, like, 9-10 seconds slower because no lag clip, you know? Depression is significantly longer. We have to spend time grabbing Creek, upgrading Cartwheel, getting Bounce, like, gotta spend a lot of time doing that. And sandwich driving is the same. And then 3K, you don't do the lag clips, you go around, and then you do a lot of other stuff, you know, grab the bungee warp, did bounceless, grab that token, then do steamed early, die, like, do sponge ball, 2-frame the token. I think that's the only 2-frame I do in 3K, which is kind of funny, until 3K2. Grab the Flimbuck warp, like, do arena skip, fucking, you know. And then Rubber-Dub's the same. BBBH, you just do the whole fucking thing forward, including Disco Skip and Fast Corkscrew. And the Rubber 2 is the same, and it's got like 1 frames this time around, so it's pretty, you know. And then it's got ST102, admittedly kind of cringe. And then you do 3K floating block and 3K bungee. Then Frogfish is actually faster. And then Now the Man is like a whole thing with the tunnel section is actually very hard. And obviously you also do bungee and shit. Did I get Spear Boost in this run? Yeah, I actually did. Jesus Christ, this run is so good. But yeah, like, I'm just doing a little extra stuff here. The point I'm making is that, like, all of this that I'm doing, right? Imagine doing all of this, and then the rest of the run turns into this. That fucks the pacing up so goddamn bad. Like, what? Early Powers' pacing is already not amazing because of the sliding and driving. Well, Rubber Dub's is completely fine, obviously. But the rest of them are pretty slow. But, like, still, though, like, the actual, like, platforming levels are really fast, right? So, why have a category where half of the platforming levels are just slow, and then half of them are fast as fuck? Because that is what would happen. You still would need 25 tokens for SCDA, most likely. So, you'd have to do all of this extra backtracking stuff, and just all of, like, these other tokens, like Disco and Spongeball and shit. Just all this extra stuff, just for the rest of the run to turn into collect the end-level token in the category. Like, that's such a massive contrast. Even in Plank, you know when I said that you get 40 tokens and bounce? You collect 4 tokens in Plank, then get Guitar, and then get the 5th token, so you get 5 out of the 6 tokens. Like, the pacing in No Pause Storage is also not amazing, but it is quite a lot better than, like, the slowest segments in No Pause Storage. I think the slowest split in the literal entire run of No Pause Storage, I think, is Plank, and it's like, my golds combined are like 440 something. And the slowest sliding and driving split is Sunday at 4 minutes. Like, you know, the pacing isn't, like, the pacing is pretty okay, like, but then we'd just be ruining it. Yeah, we get extra manlies, and Early Powers has a bit of a manly problem, but, like, how is it benefiting the category? Why would you want to run a category where you have to do 2 sandwich driving tokens, and then half the run is Early Powers? The point I'm trying to make, right, is that, in comparison, like, if SCDA all modes is going to be identical anyway, so the only actual difference is this, where even then, quite a few segments are still the same, why would you not want to do no cheese clips? Why would you want to reset to the Creek token for 50 years? Why would you want to do sandwich driving twice? Why wouldn't you want to do the cool 3K clips? Why would you want to do fucking Disco and Fast Corkscrew? Why would you want to do Rubber Dub again with the 1 frames? Like, why? Why would you have, like, this pacing and then just fuck it afterwards? Like, it'd just be completely fucked. And, like, the time difference between, like, what time do I enter SCDA in this? 32:21, and then 18:03. So, like, there is quite a gap, but that's, like, a lot of walking in BBBH, like, an extra sandwich driving token, like, and that is not, you might be, it might sound like, Early Powers is a better category than No Pause Storage, but no, I like No Pause Storage more than Early Powers. But I'm saying, though, if half the run was Early Powers, then I would want the other half to be Early Powers as well, because then the pacing is good, and there's lag clips and stuff like that. This would just be terrible. Otherwise. Like, it would just be like 14 minutes slower, and then the rest of the run is the same. Like, the remaining 20 minutes. Like, so the run, by the way, would total to like 50-ish minutes, I think. Yeah, it'd be like 52 minutes. Like, nah, man, that's just, like, nah. If you could get it by depression guitar as well, then literally early powers except for no cheese. Like, what is even the point then? And if you can also skip throw, unlock, I mean get it early, then it'd make it even closer to early powers. So I'm literally giving it the benefit of the doubt. But no matter in what form it exists, SCDA onwards will be early powers. The difference would be having to do some sort of ball storage combo to get what you need for plank to unlock guitar, and that is it. So the run would be like 52, 53 minutes long. So not even that much faster. And it's getting rid of 3-meter, guest jumps, like stuff that makes it run hard. But early powers justifies it with all of his difficult lag clips, and because the run is shorter, you need to play closer to some of the best. But this just, again, it just absolutely fucks the pacing. And you might be wondering, like, how would it affect other categories? Kind of, well, actually, first I want to say, like, what would be other theoretical forms of guitar early that wouldn't be cringe? And one way would be if you could do a guitar challenge and then it doesn't give you guitar afterwards. Because then we could do depression guitar. Granted, that's it's pretty boring, lasts like a minute. But then we could skip SD 102 if we could do that in an early game, that'd be pretty bussin'. Otherwise, it'd skip guest 2 and that would not be bussin'. And the other two are not worth collecting, really. So yeah, it would literally just be like... And if it was just depression guitar, I feel like it'd probably be slightly better overall, even though it would remove difficulty from the run. And it would take even longer to get to SD 101, and that'd be kind of cringe. And the other way would be, if you could, destroy the monumental statue in Plank without guitar, you could skip 2 tokens, and that is technically a form of guitar early, in the sense that you literally, like... I don't think you unlock it earlier, but it makes the run overall faster, so technically it's kind of a form of guitar storage. I keep saying guitar storage, guitar early. Because, so it is programmed to only get hit with guitar. There is nothing else you can do. The monumental statue. But if we could somehow, in some way, change that... I don't even think ball storage could do that, honestly, but if it could, somehow... the 2 tokens that we would get rid of are... SCDA floating block and, SCDA... No, guest 2. Unless we had SCDA floating block VMS, in which case we'd probably... We still need to grab the Sponge Bowl Warp, but we'd probably just not grab the actual Sponge Bowl token. So again, that also removes skill and shit, but I'm, like, not in, like, too aggressive of a, you know, it wouldn't be so aggressive in that regard. And other categories wouldn't really benefit from it. Again, if we're taking the realistic SCDA approach, or rather where you just unlock it and plank immediately, I mean, no, not really, I mean... Yeah. If you could unlock it, like, really early, it wouldn't really change much for, like, hundo and stuff because of extras. For all tokens, it could change a little bit, but wouldn't be a big thing. And that's the thing. This wouldn't really change anything notable for any other category other than no pole storage, and it would fucking ruin it. Like... Genuinely, right? At that point, early powers, other than needing cheats, early powers would literally just be a better category. Unironically, no post storage would probably just get deleted. Like, I'm just being straight up, like, it'd probably get deleted, because in what way would it be better than fucking early powers? You'd be like, but I don't want to do lag clips, and if I play no post storage, then there aren't as many lag clips, which means, like, I lose less time, brev, but it's like... I mean, even then, at best, it'd be probably, like, towards the end of, like, the extensions leaderboards, at best. Otherwise, well, the idea that we had for the main leaderboards was to have, let me go on the leaderboards. As you can see, like, there's no cheat categories here, because, like, cheats are automatically pretty arbitrary, therefore, like, for the most, like, that was kind of the idea, like, they go on extensions. Because they need something like that to even function in the first place, they're just automatically not as tried and true to the game, and therefore on extensions. But honestly, early powers would probably come back. I don't know what the main category that would represent the game would be. Oh yeah, oh wait, I just realized it'd fuck all extras. Yeah, no, it'd be the exact... It would make the rest of it just like early powers, all extras. There wouldn't be as much of a difference, but it'd still be fucking stupid. So honestly, yeah, so early powers and early powers, all extras would probably be like here or here. And then no port storage and all extras in the traditional form maybe would be on extensions, like as subcategories to get close next to each other or something. I don't know. Oh wait, it would also change any percent. If it was a bowl storage thing, you could literally just like unlock bowl, right? And then do bowl storage to plank, do a bowl storage warp, and then, or maybe do bowl storage warp to somewhere, then grab a token in that level, then warp, and then pull storage warp to plank, you know, something, you know, to keep a chain going, you know, something like that. And then you could be, any percent a lot faster. It'd be cheap SEM with some extra steps. You would do, like, half the amount of trips in Nether Men, and then you just do some weird bowl storage shenanigans. It'd be kind of fucking stupid. And would kind of make any percent worse, in my opinion. So yeah, that is basically it. Thank you for watching. So, yeah.